let's say I give you £1,000 and I give Checkatrade £1,000. I know you're going to bring in 10 times what Checkatrade's going to bring in because we no longer use them, and we were with them probably for 12 months, and they haven't. What they brought in about 12 months is what you brought in about 2 months. When you're on Checkatrade, you're competing with 10 different people. You know what I mean? They say it's only three people you'll be quoting against, but they leave the ad up and blah blah, and then it's the amount of times I've quoted jobs. I've won jobs, but it's like, oh, how many other people did you have? Oh, we had nine, we had seven. With this, it's like, oh, you were the only person that came out, or oh, we had one other, but that was it. You know what I mean? Or there's never much competition you're going against. With a company like Checkatrade, and I know I'm picking on them because that was the company I mostly advertised in. We were spending a couple of grand a month with those guys. Um, but every time you called them up, you were speaking to someone different that didn't know your case, that didn't know you or didn't know anything like that. Yes, we had account managers and stuff like that that used to handle our stuff, but nine times out of ten, you'd call them and they'd be on holiday or something like that.
Hmm.
But you know, I've called you that I can't get onto a certain app, and I'm like, Jasper, you got to sort this out now. I'm outside a job and whatever, and you've called me back within 5 minutes.
So, William, can you describe how you first found out about us?
Yeah, so we started using you back, I believe February time now.
Yeah.
And it was just on Instagram or Facebook or something like that that we saw your ad pop up, and at that time we we as a company were searching for something that's going to bring us new leads in or something like that at the time anyways, so well, that's why we looked more into you.
Hmm. Was there anything initially that you liked about us?
uh to be honest, at the time, I don't know if it's something you run anymore. You were doing a 30 days money back guarantee kind of thing, so I think it was £3,000 or something. There was um the initial cost. It was quite high, but if you don't put the money in, you don't know what's going to come of it. You know what I mean? You kind of got to go for it.
Hmm. Was there anything in particular that made you like really want to get started straight away?
To be honest, it was mostly the platforms that we were using, like Checkatrade and Bark and stuff like that. They weren't performing. They
Hmm.
say that they're going to perform and they're going to be this great company, and we've used them, and we use My Builder and stuff like that, and they do work because they wouldn't still be there. But for like your return of investment, the let's say I give you £1,000 and I give Checkatrade £1,000. I know you're going to bring in 10 times what Checkatrade's going to bring in because we no longer use them, and we were with them probably for 12 months, and they haven't. What they brought in about 12 months is what you brought in about 2 months,
Hmm.
personally. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Well, you touched on a little there, but what were the main challenges you're experiencing with lead generation before you started working with us?
Well, one, I know this isn't like the thing that you said there, but the we're with a company like Checkatrade, and I know I'm picking on them because that was the company I mostly advertised in. We were spending a couple of grand a month with those guys. Um, but every time you called them up, you were speaking to someone different that didn't know your case, that didn't know you or didn't know anything like that. Yes, we had account managers and stuff like that that used to handle our stuff, but nine times out of ten, you'd call them and they'd be on holiday or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but you know, I've called you that I can't get onto a certain app, and I'm like, Jasper, you got to sort this out now. I'm outside a job and whatever, and you've called me back within 5 minutes.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's been pretty instant. You've sorted everything out, and it's that personal level that I think we have. um, and you don't get that with that big company.
For sure.
I know that was a drifted answer from what you were getting there, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that
Yeah.
across.
You're just another number, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. When you did decide to go ahead with everything, how quickly did it take the campaign to go live?
From my memory, because it's about 6 months ago now.
Quite a while ago, yeah.
um, yeah, it was all the problems on my end, really. It was like you were saying, "Oh, send us these photos and send us this," and you were really quick, but I was the slow one, to be honest. Um, I think we were. It was everything was done live within a week, but I think if I remember it rightly, it would have only been a few days. We would have been all on, but that was my end being slow. Um,
Well, did you find it a smooth process when you got started?
yeah, no, it was it. I expected it to be you post the ad and then the ad's got to settle and be on the internet straight like for a while. But I remember I was meeting with a friend at 5 o'clock, and we were still out of that night time around about 9:30. And I think I had two jobs come in that night. Yeah, so
Well, I was just
um,
going to say, how long did it take for your first couple of
yeah,
leads to come in after the campaign
4 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
And then
Um,
from there, with a lot of campaigns, how quickly did it take, to start really ramping up over the first couple of weeks?
so so it's like anything, any time of the year. It was probably quite a good time for us to start around about February because it was quite a wet time. But we haven't had much rain this year. It's been
No.
quite a dry year, but it's the leads have always been steady. Even I said to you yesterday, I believe, um, that this month has been quite slow for us. However, everyone else that I'm speaking to is completely dead. But then you got to factor in we're in the school holidays, then like there's everything going on, and we're still booked up. You know what I mean?
So how have you found the appointments which have been booked directly in by the system into your calendar?
Uh, to to be honest, I found the appointments a lot better than other leads that I would have got previously, just because you've got. I feel like you don't get a lot of competition with these leads.
Hmm.
Like, if someone's seen you, it might be that they thought, you know what, we've been talking about getting a new roof because obviously you do all the things on your end to target who that gets to and everything like that. But that they say, oh, we've been planning to get new gutter in, we've been planning to do this, we've been thinking. So when they see it, they go, they're kind of caught off guard in a sense. They go, all right, let's let's call these people in. We'll just get a quote. You go over there, you're nice, you're everything, and you do your sales pitch, and it like the well, I call it striking rates. Like you land the job. You know what I mean? Um, that that's all I can say is when you're on Checkatrade, you're competing with 10 different people. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? They say it's only three people you'll be quoting against, but they leave the ad up and blah blah, and then it's the amount of times I've quoted jobs. I've won jobs, but it's like, oh, how many other people did you have? Oh, we had nine, we had seven. With this, it's like, oh, you were the only person that came out, or oh, we had one other, but that was it. You know what I mean? Or there's never much competition you're going against.
Yeah.
So it's really easy. Um, yeah, I find the they want you more than you need them in a sense. With
100%.
Checkatrade, with those other websites like Checkatrade, you're trying to show off and be, I'm the best roofer. I'm this. Look at my tools. Look at my van.
Hmm.
And you don't have to try as hard.
Yeah. What would
You
you
know?
say that's the thing you've most enjoyed about advertising under your own brand of Limitless Roofing, where, like you said, you're not having to compete with 5 to 10 other roofers for the same ridge tile replacement, or
Yeah,
it's real people with real jobs who aren't going to go out and get 10 other roofers' opinion on the same quote,
yeah,
going ahead with you because of the brand you've built up through your Facebook ads.
yeah, yeah. No, 100% because a lot of the time I've had jobs come in and they're like, well, we've seen you on Facebook for the last couple of months, maybe.
Mm,
And they're like, oh, we see your ad always popping up. So, and especially where our areas move, that they still get sometimes targeted, because like the areas overlap, that that they see us and recognize us as roofers, and we're always in the area with vans that sign right and like sign written and stuff like that. I went into a random roofing yard, and one of the guys went, "Oh, you're right, William." And I just went, "How do you know me?" Yeah, and he goes, "Oh, I see you on Facebook literally every morning," and he just put straight down Limitless Roofing Solutions straight onto the paper, and that was that. And I was just like, "Oh, fair enough."
mm.
And even just like I've seen a couple of people. I saw one guy in Tesco and said, "Oh, I always see your ad on Facebook."
Sure, just getting your
Uh,
brand out there to the right
yeah,
people.
yeah, it gives you that recognition, and
100%.
where a brilliant thing is when your face is on the ad and you turn up at the door. There's so much trust there already.
Mm.
They've seen the guy that's going to be turning up. Oh, well, they've seen the guy on the ad, they've accepted that, and then all of a sudden he's at your front door. You know what I mean? There's
Hmm.
that bit of relationship there before it's even we've even spoken properly.
And do you feel like that helps you win the jobs, people knowing who you are
100%,
and your brand being built in your local
100%.
area,
Yeah,
besides from just getting a lead off a lead generation site like Bark or Checkatrade, where there's no personal connection?
yeah, 100%. It's all exactly what you said there. You've got that personal relationship with these people
Hmm.
before it's even started. So it's not that you're trying to have these people on, but these people trust you at the start, and that goes so far. So,
Absolutely. And would you
yeah,
say that's the main difference between
yeah,
other traditional lead gen sites like Bark and
yeah,
Checkatrade
yeah,
and actually
yeah.
building your own advertising system?
Yeah, 100%. As I said earlier, it's we have that, like, this here is a very personal kind of thing, where
Mm.
with those other companies, it's everything's more, um you're more of a number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that they're not bothered. Um, they know on Checkatrade there's thousands of roofers that are just you can just find another one in like 2 seconds of swiping.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
find 20. Um, But with this, it's personalized. It's yeah, it's exactly what they're looking for.
So what would you say to a roofer in your position now, or 6 months ago, who doesn't have an advertising system, is relying off Bark and Checkatrade to generate the leads, not really making the progress they're looking to make with their roofing business because they kind of feel stuck?
Yeah. So it's a scary thing to go into something like this. For me, I didn't
Mm.
know anything about AI. I didn't know anything about all of that stuff. However, you make it so easy, explained it so well, that even though I was so skeptical, I put that trust in you, and all I've done from there is we've upped the money. Where our ad spend's gone up and up and up.
Mm.
Where we're below what I was spending with all the other companies,
Hmm.
and we're getting a a high rate of return. Well,
100%. And that is
yeah,
the most important thing with any advertising
yeah,
system.
yeah. No, 100%. I'd definitely. I wish I started 6 months sooner because I wouldn't have had to waste all the money on other guys.
Well, my final question then is, would you recommend us?
100 million%. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Awesome. All right. Thank you, William. Appreciate it.
yeah. No, that's no problem.